Coming up next, right here on the Fortminorproject channel, I'll be giving you guys my WWE Survivor Series 2015 pay-per-view review, thoughts and opinions. You know what's coming up next. Roll that damn intro.
Inside me, a light was turned on. Then I was alive. If you close your eyes, your life, a naked truth revealed. Dreams you never lived and scars never healed. In the darkness, light will take you to the other side. And find me waiting there, you'll see if you just close your eyes.
Alright, so originally I was going to do In the Hot Seat Live, but things were able to change with the plan, so I'm in here for my just solo review for Survivor Series, and gonna be able to go with the matches on what I thought, of course, as always, and jumping right into the actual show where we had the kickoff, and we actually had a surprise traditional Survivor Series tag team match where we had The Miz, Stardust, The Ascension, Bo Dallas, to start things off with the Dudleys, Neville, Titus O'Neil, and Goldust. A little random if you ask me, but overall it was a pretty good match. It was nice to see Goldust actually return here, so we haven't seen him in the Hell of a quite a bit, so it was nice to see him be able to return. And it looks like too maybe we might have Goldust and Stardust maybe have their feud continue, since that has been halted since Goldust was out and injured and everything for quite a bit, so there's always that too. And in the end, Goldust team, he was able to be a part of that, and not only that, get the win too with his entire team for the most part, and that way that it did go down, so that was fine. Even though Neville was out, but still, basically, his team was the sole survivors, so there was that for the kickoff show. So I kind of would have preferred that on the main show if you ask me, but hey, overall, pretty good match for what it was. Then for the first match on the main card, where we had the championship tournament for the semifinals, where we had Roman Reigns and Alberto Del Rio, and this one was a good match between the two, and at times it was kind of going either or, and we had the false finishes and all that going down to at one point Alberto Del Rio almost got his win there, same thing with Roman, but in the end Roman Reigns was able to get the win to move on into the finals and to see who's going to be the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So I was fine with that, and Roman Reigns, hey, I can't really say I could complain on that too much, but it is what it is. And in the next match, where we had the next part for the tournament, where we had Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, really great match, definitely one of my favorite matches of the night for sure. And these two really gave it their all here, and see who will move on in the tournament. Overall, I almost thought Kevin Owens was going to get the win. I was hoping he would, and to continue things on, to have Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, but we didn't get that. Like I was hoping to on the Google Hangout with Simon Michael HD that we talked about earlier in the day and everything, so that didn't happen and go as planned. But actually, we had Dean Ambrose getting the win, and looking to have Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, two friends, going at it head to head in the finals, and that's basically what we got there. So can't really go wrong with that. So who did win? Well, I will explain that in a little bit. Then yes, we had another traditional Survivor Series tag team match. This time we had Ryback, Lucha Dragons, the Usos, taking on New Day, Sheamus, and King Barrett. And honestly, I don't mind the pairing of Sheamus and King Barrett. It's something that I've been wanting for a while now, especially since seeing that in one of the wrestling games not too long ago. I thought that was pretty cool that they added it there, but never really actually had Sheamus and King Barrett basically tag team with one another, so it's not really that random to me, so I'm pretty much fine with it, so I don't really mind it that much. And this match was enjoyable. I thought it was a good match, especially the interaction with the Usos and the Lucha Dragons, and I like that pairing, and what they did there too, and the spots were actually cool, so I thought that was fine. And in the end, Ryback's team was able to get the win, and they were basically the sole survivors for that tag team match, and that was the only Survivor Series tag team match that we did have in the main card. Like I said, I kind of wish that the pre-show match that we did see with that traditional Survivor Series tag team match be a part of the main show on that note. So it is what it is, but overall, Ryback's team was able to get the win. Then next we go into the Divas match for the Divas Championship, which is on the line between Charlotte and Paige here. And with this whole storyline, I have been actually enjoying it, and I wasn't really finding it like that much annoyed to be honest, with how Paige, with her reactions and everything like that, since I'm basically pretty much used to seeing stuff like that. So I wasn't really that much mad about it, even though yes, I do agree, it did go slightly a little bit too far and how Paige and the reactions and everything beforehand. But other than that, I did enjoy the match, and these two actually put up a pretty interesting stuff too. Basically towards the end, I like that spear too, that Charlotte did on top of the barricade onto the floor. And that was interesting, and basically trying her on to actually be able to come back from this, and Paige actually taking control for it throughout most of the match for a bit too on top of that. So I didn't mind that, and Charlotte overall retaining and keeping her title now, I feel like not really so much of a rematch, but maybe a triple threat coming at TLC. Maybe get Sasha Banks involved, or maybe a fatal four-way and add Becky Lynch in there. So just to add a little bit more for the Divas title, and at least it's not like the teams like we're used to, and the change up, and to add more to the Divas title, that's what they should be doing. So hopefully that will happen, and to see where that's going to go for TLC, that remains to be seen and checked out on, and we'll see what happens with that. So there's always that, and yeah, so overall Charlotte retaining I'm fine with, and there you have it with that. Then with the next match, when we had Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler go head to head, and this one was a good match. I did enjoy it, and nice to see Tyler Breeze on the main roster. I like what he's doing now, and don't really mind it too much with him and Summer Rae, even though it would be nice to actually see him more on his own and everything. And just actually overall dope to see him on the main roster, like I said, and I'm fine with that. And I like to see what else things gonna be going for him. And he actually was able to get the defeat on Dolph Ziggler, even though it could have went either or. I'm fine with this too, since I like both guys, and I feel like this might continue to TLC. Maybe see stipulation get involved. Who knows? That could happen, so you never know. So Tyler Breeze getting the win. There you go with that. Next one we had the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker take on the Wyatt family, where with the Wyatt family it could have went with any one of the Wyatt family members. I thought it was going to be honestly down to Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, but that wasn't the case. Eric Rowan is actually sent to the back after the beatdown that he tried to give Undertaker and Kane. Not a wise move if you ask me, and he did try his best, but didn't really succeed at it. And we actually had Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. I thought that was pretty cool there and dope to see that. And Braun Strowman was basically on the outside and actually get involved a little bit. But in the end, the Brothers of Destruction, The Undertaker and Kane getting their win, which makes sense and is cool there. And that's fine with me. So I definitely thank Undertaker for everything that he's done throughout the 25 years and everything. So that was really cool to see his entrance like that, and basically the different faces, if you will, of the Undertaker throughout the years and all that cool stuff, and that was really awesome. So always loved his entrance, and pretty much in a way different each time, a little bit. I noticed that, and tries it with his own unique way and twist. So that's always cool to see. Can't go wrong with that whatsoever. So Undertaker and Kane getting the win, really cool there. Then we get into the moment of truth for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, two friends going at it. And it was actually a good match, and these two did go back and forth, and at the same time, who did we get to see get the win overall? We had Roman Reigns getting it, and even though it ended a little bit early, and then we had Triple H come out and pretty much got me thinking, was there going to be able to have a cash-in, or Roman Reigns actually join the Authority? Triple H actually extended his hand hoping Roman Reigns would, but then again he still didn't want to after all that when it was all said and done. And then we had Sheamus actually come out and actually cash in his briefcase. It actually took 2 Bro Kicks to actually defeat Roman Reigns. And yes, Sheamus is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So that's going to be something to see Sheamus suited up, if he does get suited up that way. So that'll be something. So looking to have Sheamus and Roman Reigns as a feud now. Definitely, I'm sure that'll be the main event for TLC. I'm pretty sure that we'll probably most likely see, definitely, for sure. So there's always that. So Sheamus is a new world champion, and yeah, weren't sure too if we were gonna see that and not going into the Google Hangout show, but in the end, that was able to be the case. And I almost kind of thought Sheamus was gonna lose there, but that didn't happen either. So he was able to get the championship. So I'm kind of neutral on this as of right now, and then take a little bit getting used to on Sheamus being the champion, and I'm going to be seeing him as champion December 5th. So that'll be something else too now. But yeah, that basically does it for Survivor Series overall. What did you think of it? How did you feel about Survivor Series as a whole? What you liked, what you didn't like, what you thought should have been done more differently? Please leave it down below with your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I love to hear you guys' feedback as always. So with that being said, if you ask me how I feel about Survivor Series, it was a pretty good show overall. Could have been slightly more better. It would have been nice to have basically have the 2 Survivor Series traditional tags basically within the main card. I would have liked to see that, but we only had one, and then the one in the pre-show. So it is what it is, and maybe another match or two, something like that, I guess. But it is what it is. Overall, pretty good show, and Survivor Series is in the books. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whatever the hell that may be. Peace.